Yo, it's your girl Jay. Hi. Priestess. Back at it again with the general tarot reading for Sagittarius season 2023. And y'all, the download, all of this is very specific and very intentional. You know how we do. 27 on the clock, my lucky number. All of this is very intentional. All of this meaning this setting. And the message that came through after being in Hawaii for a week now, there was something we've been talking about, just like the architecture compared to the other places all over the world that we've traveled. And what came up and what ended up being like felt like a download was the brutalization. The brutalization of this area, the necessary brutalization of this area, and the energy that that's created. What is the result of the brutalization? And when it comes to architecture, I wanted to give you like the legit description. When it comes to architecture, a building brutalization refers to a building style in which buildings are large and heavy looking and often made from concrete. Between the late 1950s and mid 1970s, brutalism was the house style of the UK, universities, and government buildings. Brutalism, also known as brutalist architecture, is a style that emerged in the 1950s and grew out of the early 20th century modernist movement. Brutalist buildings are characterized by their massive, monolithic, and blocky appearance, with a rigid geometric style and large-scale use of poured concrete. A lot of the apartments that I've been in, 222 on the clock, look like this on the inside. Like there is just like concrete blocks, bricks, because they have to, like, these buildings have to attempt to withstand tsunamis. And tsunami, a sudden overflowing wave of water. I was in these waters. Y'all saw these pictures. I've been doing dumb shit to get these photos, y'all, but that's how me and fucking Kevin roll. But the water is so strong. I live in Florida. I've been in the Atlantic my whole life. The ocean, the Pacific, and these waters out here on these rocks it's strong. I've like never felt a current so strong that in the like tidal, in like the in like the tidal pools, why did I say tidal pools? Tide pools, and the little, you know, there's a current, there's a strong current there. And 333, damn, okay, numbers coming through. And so I wanted to talk about that, the brutalization, like having, and it's interesting because the strong, stocky, like blocky, I'm not trying to be no type of way in saying this, but it almost mirrors the evolution of like the Polynesian like genetics and how like the bodies are built tough out here to withstand the environment. And so there is a necessary amount of brutalism, of heavy blocking, armor, protection, sturdy, strong foundation that's needed and able to like withstand the flow of water. So you'll see a lot of like heavy brick, but lots of slots through things, so like water and air can like flow through. So how do you build internally and spiritually this structure that requires a certain amount of brutalism? requires a certain amount of fucking concrete, requires a certain amount of sturdiness within yourself, within your faith, within your infrastructure, within your scaffolding. There is something here about the brutalization that is required, and then like the excessive brutalization that evolves out of a necessary brutalism. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you're catching my fucking wave. Yeah, hydrate. Light it if you got it. Y'all already know the deal. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. For free shit, check out my Instasham at JustJEverything at JustJ_everything. TikTok at JustJEverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. I'm filming this from my best friend's apartment in Hawaii, and the buildings are large, heavy looking, and often made from concrete. Which for some reason this is segueing me to like, some of us need to deal with our body dysmorphia. There's something about like, you may be thinking that you're heavy looking, but it's just like, no, your body, your bones, your structure needs to be that exact way to support exactly what it is that's on you, that exactly what it is that you got. And if you're feeling some type of way, if you're feeling heavy looking, or if you're feeling heavy in your body, Sagittarius season is the like right fire that's being lit to give you the energy that you need to make the change that your spirit is, or maybe even your body is telling you to make. So I'm not going to tell you not to like work out and change your life and get on your eat, pray, love bullshit. I'm the absolute, who am I to discourage that? You know what I mean? So if I feel like, do the things that make you feel good, move your body. And Sagittarius season, we're going to be given the boost of physical, spiritual, and sexual energy that we need to find a new rhythm, to start moving to a new beat, to start getting back into our bodies, getting back into our existence, into like being fucking here now. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to snap at you or like trigger you like that, but it's giving like, wake the fuck back up from the fever dream that has been Scorpio season. And the fever dream that we've woken up to realize it's a reality, and there is this like wild, excessive brutalism that has taken place, and that we all now have been privy to. And I just saw 808, shout out Hawaii. But also boom like an 808, boom baby. There is like a boom, a flash of information, a flash or an influx of like really gory, terrible images of terrible shit. But we're also, I feel like, starting to see through the propaganda, see through the lies, the narratives that have been set in place for so long. And there is something about seeing how fucking excessively brutal we as a species have the capability of being. Be brutal in the protection of your peace. Be brutal in like in how you build yourself, how the thick skin that you give yourself. Be brutal in like putting on like the armor of the divine or the armor of the spirit, or you know, there's about protecting your kindness, protect your ability to be sweet, protect your ability to be fucking humane, protect your ability to still connect after you've been disappointed, protect your ability to like let your guard down with strangers, to empathize, to feel, to expand, to reap your heart. Like there is I don't know, there's the deeper that we get into Sagittarius season, I just feel that there is this It's interesting. It's like water, the water of Scorpio season, and the mutable fire, the fixed water of Scorpio season, which I feel like the fixed water can feel like when you see the tsunami, when you see the wall of water coming. It's not when it's like formed, which is Cancer season. Fucking Scorpio season is like the fucking wall of water has been formed. It's fucking coming. You see it. What you gonna do? Who do you believe in? What do you believe in? What do you do about those beliefs? Do you believe in yourself? Do you surrender? Do you fall apart? Do you fight or flight? What, you know, like there is something about just the evolution of the response to the wall of water. An evolution to our response to like seeing the fucking incoming change. Seeing like the revolution, like approaching quickly, feeling the revolution inside of you. So of course there's a revolution externally happening, and the fire that meets that water, there's a different kind of steam. There's a different, like what gets extinguished. Of like a tsunami extinguishes, you know, a fire, but can a tsunami extinguish a volcano? A volcano is mutable, is mutable fire. Yeah, ooh, I like that. I like that. Thank you, Spirit. That was nice. Like the tsunami meeting the volcano. And initially, that's a chemical reaction. You know, there's like mountains form that way. You know? New stability gets formed this way. New stability gets formed in this season. And it may feel brutal. It may have felt brutal. All of a sudden that made me want to cry. Like it's like the process of this new foundation, the process of the next step in evolution, our next step as a social species, or the evolution of us like living together on this planet. And like, are we going to tear each other apart? Are we going to come together? All of this stuff, like it's a brutal, the process of it looks brutal. And there's a certain amount of it that needs to be brutal. And then there's an excessive amount of brutality. And we've got to learn where the line of demarcation is. We've got to learn like where to draw the line. Or we've got to learn to back the fuck up and let ourselves, you know, let ourselves understand how small and insignificant we actually are in the grand macro. But I feel like our hopes, our prayers, our wishes do have an impact. And you can be the pop of art in this brutal environment and experience. So, and in the stage or in the awareness of the brutality in your life, or the brutal things or the brutal thoughts, the way that you are brutal to yourself, the way that you're brutal to others, the brutality you're seeing on the news and on everything, like aware of the shapes, the patterns, the symbolisms. Because that's one thing that caught my eye here, is there is something there about, where did I see this? Where did I read it? There it is. With a rigid geometric style and large scale use of poured concrete. And so there is something, a geometric style, there is a pattern, there is a shape, there is a message, there is language in the spoken and the unspoken, in the patterns that are formed in creating these blocks. There's shapes, you know, there is a pattern. And I feel like even humanity flows in shapes and patterns. There's just something about zooming out. So for those of you who are drawn to the title of this is for you. Eat the meat, leave the bones. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And empty your lungs all the way, and then inhale through your nose and hold your breath at the top. Two, three, four. Exhale out of your mouth. I hope it made some of you like. Anyway. Okay, so Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for all that you've done, all you're going to do. Thanking you for letting us see the parts in the whole and the whole in the parts, asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this Sagittarius season 2023. Help us find the patterns. Help us see the patterns so we could sidestep the bullshit and the disasters. Help us hear our own beat. Help us connect to our roots, to our benevolent ancestors. Help us connect to the divine plan so we can really figure out how to get on board. Whoo, nice. Because the fruit of your labor is here. And I feel like a lot of us have been distracted micromanaging things that are not in our control. Plant the seed, water it, tend to it, prune the shit. You don't plant the seed, water it, and then you just stand there and stare at it and you just like wait for it to grow. No, you've got other shit to do. You've got other seeds to sow. You've got other bushes, other gardens, other harvests to tend to. So you do your part. Let the divine do theirs. There could just be some message here about micromanagement or your relationship to micromanagement. You may be feeling micromanaged at work. I feel like a lot of you have put in a lot of work into something, and you're going to reap a harvest from it. It may involve somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements. I do feel like there is just something is blooming, growing, blossoming, and you're observing that. Or someone with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements is observing that in you. It's interesting. This feels like also I get a message, somebody's like clocking you or watching what you're doing, watching your progress. I feel like watching you from afar. Someone is like impressed with you or impressed that you're still going, that you're still doing, like you're still prospering, you're still thriving. It's weird, this feels petty, and y'all know normally I don't get messages like this. I don't go into like catty, like toxic tarot. I really don't do that, but I do feel like there is something here about like you're reaping a harvest, and back then didn't want me, now I'm hot, all on me. Someone somewhere is on that, exactly. And then underneath that was the Four of Cups reversed. And so I do feel like you've been reaping a harvest. You've been putting in work into changing, or you've been putting in hard work in establishing a new emotional and spiritual foundation. I feel like you're done like letting life pass you by. You're done letting opportunities pass you by. You're done isolating yourself. That's what I'm saying. Remember the brutalization that I was talking about, like armor? Look at this person and how defensive they are, and how that is so not the proper response to what's fucking happening. You know what I mean? Like you should be in a reverent, like in awe, freaking the fuck out position. But this person is so like caught up looking at the past, caught up looking at what's in front of them, caught up looking at, looking in front of you, looking in the future. So that's anxiety, maybe looking at this cup and thinking about something from the past. So that could like symbolize some depression. And with the reversal of this, I just feel like there's a pouring out of that emotion. I feel like a pouring out has happened, and Ooh, the water that's poured out, the emotion that has poured out has reaped a new harvest. So, first thing to be clarified on the selenite throne in Sagittarius season is your relationship to your investment, your relationship to your time, money, your energy, your effort, your relationship to your career. Also, maybe this earth sign, their investment in you. Some of you, I feel like you are done being like defensive, done being closed off. You want connection, you want spirit. And the Ace of Swords is on the bottom of the deck, letting me know that there's just new tools that are being given. The Ace of Cups indicated here, the Ace of Swords coming right here. So the aces say, hey, there are things that the divine wants to give you. They're tools, and you don't need to be caught up micromanaging bullshit that you already have the opportunity to get in control. If some of us need to learn how to delegate, need to learn how to rely on technology, need to learn how to change up our procedures or our policies in some sort of way so that we can move out of stagnation, so that we can stop feeling what we're feeling. It's like you're doing the same thing, but you're doing the same thing with a different outfit, doing the same thing in a different apartment, doing the same thing in a different house, and expecting different results, you know what I mean? And it's just not working anymore. And so there is some sort of emotional outpouring that I feel like is welcoming in all this like new energy, new vibes, and you being done with like the old way of doing things, an old definition of success. Being done with like the earth sign, being done with the traditional tried and true way of things. Some of you or your kids are not having the career path that you want them to. Maybe you have like, I'm going my own way, I'm doing my own thing, I'm no longer like sticking to you guys' plan. I don't want to go to church anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't want to, go to that school anymore. I want to do something else. I don't want to be married anymore. I don't believe in marriage. Some of you are getting like this really unconventional like experience coming in. This could be, polyamory, ethical non-monogamy, you opening up your relationship or having some kind of like open marriage, or being, having a very unconventional kind of career path or itinerant kind of like career path. A different form of education possibly coming in as well. So with the center of the reading is the Hierophant reversed. And I feel like this is like, are you going to conform or not? Are you going to, do what everybody else, do it the safe way or not? Are you going to go your own way? You can go your own way, go your own way. There's something about like the school of hard knocks. Like you don't go to school, you go to trade school. You don't go to college, you go to, a specialized school. Some of you like, or someone's like getting a GED instead of a high school diploma. Or like instead of becoming a doctor, you become, you do Ayurvedics, or become a massage therapist. Instead of a therapist, you become a tarot reader. Look, there could just be something like that. And I feel like also some of you, like your partner or like an amazing counterpart for you, or the answer to a question is somehow coming in an unconventional way. And it feels like people are going to be looking up to you for things that you didn't expect them to. People looking up to you for things that you thought you needed to keep private, or things that like people being able to, oh my God, yeah, what I said with the counterpart thing. Some of you, it's like you think you're going to be alone forever, or you think that you're too much, or you think that, you're asking too much in a relationship, or some kind of shit like that. You want something unconventional, or you want something different, or you want to try something new. And I just feel like you're, the high priestess to your Hierophant is coming in. The Hierophant to your high priestess is coming in. Both of these archetypes normally would not pair. Like, this is the archetype of, like, you know, let's, for all, you know, the Pope, and we'll say a nun, for, that is not what that is. But, like, some people that have been, like, sworn to celibacy, basically. And it's like, if they were going to pair with anybody, they would pair with each other. So it's like two lone wolves or two nerds, and like, you normally wouldn't have, you feel like you're okay just on your own, but there is something that happens out of your control. This person may have Taurus, Libra, Cancer, or Leo placements. And there's just something, I feel like, new, a new kind of clarity. Ooh, even the pillars, y'all. From like the regular pillars, like the matching pillars, to the black and white pillars. I feel like there is something here about the black and white, and then learning how to navigate the gray. There's like new philosophies, like you gaining really philosophical experiences out of like mundane experiences, or like you gaining really philosophical insights or aha moments out of really mundane experiences, possibly. I feel like there's something here, like a lot of us are in this place, a lot of you watching, like you have profound spiritual gifts, and or maybe you felt weird, or you felt strange, or you felt in your own world, and I feel like there's people coming in that are just like you. Like birds of a feather, people that like really match your energy, people that I feel like make you believe in love, make you believe in connection, make you remind you of your humanity again, remind you of your spirituality again, remind you of the art inside of you. And it just feels really beautiful. And I feel like there's like a connection that comes in that feels very profound and meaningful there, and it's like a mirror of each other, as above so below, like the micro reflecting the macro. So final card, final message, please. There's a lot of like, oh y'all, this is the jumbo, and I just saw 2707. Okay, this is the jumbo. For those of you who are new here and don't know, JWST, I think, is the name of the satellite. Just caught images. They photographed the Orion Nebula and found 80 Jupiter-sized objects orbiting together in pairs. And it's like it's unprecedented, you know? And so they're not only that they're so fucking huge, they're Jupiter-sized. They're not stars, they're not planets though, but they're orbiting together in pairs. That's what this is. Orbiting together, the yin, the yang. And it's funny because I feel like you two are like two judgy bitches, but you know, like you like balance each other out. Final card, final message is the Page of Pentacles reversed, and then the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So I do feel like there is, whatever this is, I hear breaking. There's some kind of like a breaking, maybe a breakup, a breakthrough, a breaking or a breakthrough in your understanding of what you want to commit to, a breakthrough or a new understanding, Sagittarius, I understand, a breakthrough in your understanding of what's actually keeping you from going to the next level. If there's traditions or beliefs or groups or memories or concepts of yourself that have been keeping you from going to the next level in some sort of way, I feel like all of that stuff starts to really like come through. And so the Page of Pentacles reversed feels like, you know, shit's getting real, and there could be some questions about, you know, like, what do I do financially? How do I handle this? Is this like what I should be doing? But I feel like there are connections that are coming in that are helping you get to this brand new chapter, that are going to help you. There is some kind of like, I feel like a doubt or a fear or a leap of faith that's needed financially in order for you to have these like this union or this connection. It may require travel. Somebody may be coming to you, you going to them. This could be also like you just taking risks. Be careful of like your money. I feel like is just like, make sure that you're not spending like unnecessarily. Page of Pentacles reverse. I do feel like some of you may be getting messages or getting like messages about like something not going your way, or a business deal not going your way, or something you may be nervous about money, or like money, there could be something that's coming in at a slower trickle. But it goes from the Page of Pentacles reverse to the Queen. And I feel like you get to the Queen of Pentacles by way of having that like Queen of Cups style faith and practice in your belief. Like consistent spiritual practice. You talking, you doing your affirmations, you really connecting, you like talking out loud against the, you know, whatever like outdated narrative that you're, whatever outdated narrative that you're needing to sever from. And you have to do that, come through Mercury. You have to do that by way of using your words and communicating to your mind that you are everything that you need. You have all the things that you need. You just have to, all this yellow, you just have to exert your willpower to fight through the blue, to fight through like depression, sadness, darkness, or an untended to subconscious mind. This feels awesome. And there is some like, you've got to find like find the fine line between the necessary brutalization, the necessary protection, the necessary hardness that's required to create a safe constitution inside you, a safe moral standing and ethical standing, but also enough to let the light in, enough to let the breeze in. If there is an excessive amount of brutalization or brutality inside of you, an excessive amount of rage, an excessive amount of anger, excessive amount of hate or discrimination or self-loathing, whatever it is, it's time to start etching away at that stuff. Etching away. Get it out of you before it clogs your arteries, before it clogs your heart, before it fucks up your lungs, before it takes your limbs. Because when you hate, you don't hate with just your mind, your thoughts, you hate with your organs, you hate with your full body. You keep that shit inside of you, and that's how you get sick. So address the brutalization and what you need to etch away at. I'll see you over on Patreon, where we're going to clarify all these cards. I love you. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.